weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. And from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. To throw right away is Howell. Escaping the pressure right. He completes this to Cole Turner. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. And even 20 yards and a first down on the game's very first play.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. A give up the middle to Gibson. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. And they go play action with Howell. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. And early on, they're picking up right where they left off last week.
And I know a lot of coaches say each game is its own. You don't really have carryover. This feels like carryover. So much confidence from the previous game that they're using to their advantage now.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. First down, Howell to throw. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 10 more there and another first down. Charles, Thursday night game. I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put it in.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Jalen Phillips, the former first-rounder, getting in there for the sack.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Second down, Howell back to pass. This one left side caught by Gibson. He's got room at the 30. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down. Well, they clearly wanted to come out, Charles, and be aggressive throwing the football, and they've been pretty efficient along with that aggressiveness. He's now 4 of 4 on this opening drive.
Yeah, and that's led to a fresh set of downs. I like what he's doing back there. You can tell he's at ease. Feels good about what he's doing. I think if I'm the play caller, I'm reading that. I'm continuing to let him throw the football.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
It certainly looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Howell from the gun. Steps away, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. They'll make that a 2nd sack here on their first drive out defensively. And not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
But they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback, maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down. Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive, but this is 3rd down.
With a play fake, and now here's how to throw it. Under pressure, they got him again. Flying in for that sack, Aiden Hutchinson. And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. He's got the leg, but it's no good. He missed it right, and this will remain a scoreless game. Well, that opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
But he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. The sack by the linebacker, Jamin Davis.
We talked about prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This offensive line is going to have his hands full all night long.
Well, you often speak of scripts to start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay, in case they can't run the play they want to. Pass long distance now, let's go to that play.
First down for the Lions on a nice pickup of 18 yards. Off the play fake. Walton. He finds his man, complete. That's Ramsey. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Kareem Hunt. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Kareem Hunt, his first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Lions will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. McManus's point after is good. And that makes the score 7-0. Now as they line up and kick this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Gibson again. 7 yards there and a first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On the counter, Gibson. And some space here. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 45 yards rushing for him now. He's only carried the ball 4 times. Looked like they picked a heck of a time to run the counter.
And we've been saying that in this great game of football probably since we started playing. Anytime you get guys thinking you're going to go one way and you hit back the opposite side, Oh, it's a great chance. It can turn into the type of play we just saw there. A big gainer.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Add this game to the last one, and they move the ball over 50 yards in 2 plays.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Straight ahead, Gibson. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Hal to throw on 2nd down. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I know in every game we do, we talk about momentum. That was a momentum play lost. And now there could be a letdown because they didn't get the interception.
You can almost hear the collective gasp on the sideline as he could not come up with that football. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Now a first carry here for Robinson. And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for a possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
Sly able to put this one through. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Back to throw. Walton. He finds his man. Complete. It's Ramsey. On the move past the 40. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play. On first down, they'll run with Hunt. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. An extra man here in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Walton. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
The kick by McManus is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the two teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. Throw left side complete. That's Turner. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Powell got a man. It's De'Ami Brown complete. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. This is intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And the Lions are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest with a guy with that type of speed. You do so. Send him deep, try and throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they run successful.
And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On 3rd down, Walton. This one swung out to Williams. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A big play there on the catch and run, and it'll give him a fresh set of downs. Throwing on 1st down, Walton. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Finding Williams once more, complete. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Again, he'll drop to throw. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 of the 15. 14 yards that time for number 14.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He'll go right back to St. Brown. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 9-yard line.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half on as the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. The kick by McManus is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here in Detroit with the Lions out on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. This offense set to begin the third quarter. And, Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one. So now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Back to throw. Walton looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Williams. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll be 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. He's got this complete to Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That 3rd down conversion good for 23.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
On 1st down, Walton. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Steven Nelson. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this 3rd quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind. And we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
On 1st down, Howell. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
That was nice work there defensively to force the incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. A handoff for Gibson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. 3rd and long. Here's Howell. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. Here's Tressway now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And it hit it.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamin Davis. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. We're holding on to the lead at this stage in the second half. Those are the types of plays you really want to try and stay away from.
And when you're a rookie, keeping your focus is something that you still have to work on all the time because there's so many distractions around you between the crowd noise and your coaches and your teammates. But the other part, you've got to learn how to finish. It's the 2 F's for a rookie quarterback.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Now Howell. This will be caught. It's Samuel. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped it to 1. They got 29 yards that time. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Now they'll put a receiver in motion left. On 2nd and goal, Howell, and he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Sam Howell, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Commanders have got it back to within a score.
He didn't originally want to run, but he didn't see anything in the passing game, so he scrambled, and wouldn't you know it, he scores a touchdown anyway. It's awfully nice to have a quarterback who can make things happen with his legs.
Extra point by Sly is up and good. And the lead down to 3 at 13-10. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Still enjoying the lead here in the 3rd quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 25-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Looking to throw. Walton. He's got his tight end over the middle. T.J. Hockenson. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a 2nd defender. But the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
An extra man in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Walton. He's going to dump this off to his running back, Hunt. And he gets this up to the 34, out of bounds there. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Back to throw again. He's got it to Williams. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's second down.
Well, that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Lions on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Off play action. Walton. He'll let this go for the end zone. And unable to connect. Incomplete.
Hey, goddamn.
They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
On 4th down, Walton. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Boy, that was a big gamble for them right there. They went for it on 4th down, showed a little hit spot because they did it with the lead here in the 4th quarter. And this defense is once again unable to stop them.
And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
To throw on 2nd down, Walton. He finds his man, complete. That's Ramsey.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 7.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Walton.
To his running back, Swift on the slant. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 26.
That's another Lions. First and 10.
Operating from the gun, Walton. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Picked off by Benjamin St-Juste.
Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Robinson will score. Touchdown, Commanders. Late turnovers so often the difference in a ball game, and here the turnover leads to the go-ahead touchdown.
So repeat after me, partner. You have to take care of the football. In order to protect the lead, you must take care of the football. Ball security. How many times do they have to say it? They've been preaching it since day one of camp, and it came back to bite them right there.
Powell throwing for it.
And this one's caught. And their fourth quarter lead grows by a couple more. So they're able to throw it in for the two-point conversion. Sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it.
Yeah, you always have to be careful here because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense. That's 2 points for them, but he identified an open target and put it right on him.
And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
They're on the 17-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. The pressure is on now. They're being shut out here in the second half after a decent first half offensively. But they need their best drive of the game right here.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
They held him in check in the first half, but that's his longest carry of the game right there.
So would this be the definition of fresh legs since he didn't get much done in the first half? Now he has a great opportunity. He's taking full advantage of it.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Handoff up the middle, Hunt. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. Now it's 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun. Walton throwing the out route incomplete. It's Ramsey. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. They'll try to run for the first down with Hunt. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. By the skin of their teeth, they are able to convert on 3rd and inches.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run the play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Ramsey. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
He'll look to throw. And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. Picked off by Cameron Curl. And the Commanders have just about sewn up this football.
Hey, man.
Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions.
You almost had this jump.
See through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to show you what happened today.
If bro would have caught that wide open on this game,
That's a great sign of maturity. 56 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Hey, what pick you need?
On
first down right back to Gibson.
And he stopped immediately there.
Kirby Joseph there to drop it.
Well, if you look where that play starts, O-line versus D-line, that was a battle won by the D-line.
Yeah, and oftentimes it's won by quickness off the ball. Who can handle the guy across
Oh no, it don't even matter. I just need dude off your team because I don't want to hold him.
So after the run for no gain, here's second.
That's a bet. All right.
That one looks like he'll throw here.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted.
Hey, I'm wild, man.
Interception return for the Lions touchdown.
Hey, that's on me. That's on me.